what's going on YouTube? I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so what I'll do is actually do a little bit of a driving video. It's kind of going to be talking about a little bit of the direction of where I'm going to be going with the car, where I'm looking to take things and kind of update. I know it's been around a year since I've talked to, really have made a video around some of the updates around the car and everything. Other than this, I do love the G80. It's been great. I've actually taken it to the track a couple of times, since I've actually made the videos. I know I've showed in some other videos where I've taken it to autocross, but I actually had a chance to take it to the track a handful of times, so it was definitely worth it. Honestly, I've loved the car. It's been a great platform, but at the end of the day, it's not something that I see myself hanging on to forever. But ideally, I'm trying to find an E92 M3, with an S65s. There are problems that do come along with that platform, that do come along with that engine. But the way I look at it is, I've always been kind of a muscle car fan. Part of my childhood has really been, looking at muscle cars, building muscle cars. We're not really building them, at least my family did. And for me, we had a 1970 SS LS6 Chevelle with a 454. That's what I learned to drive stick on. So, V8s and just that sound have always held a special place in my heart. It's one of those things where I was looking at it, this is something that I'm going to hang on to probably forever. Ideally too, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the G80. So realistically, with having a kid, my wife and I are thinking maybe about having another one. With that, we're going to need a bigger house. So, there's no time like the present to start saving for a new house, which will hopefully, at least for me, will come with a 3-car garage. Part of the reason why I want a 3-car garage and want that type of a setup is ideally I want, a daily driver, some kind of, I don't want to say kind of collectible, but something that I can hang on to, build up, work on, a NA S65 is going to be a lot easier than working on an S58. There is a lot of mechanical stuff, but at the end of the day, it's going to be naturally aspired as compared to twin turbo. There's going to be some less complex items with it. Obviously, there's going to be some more maintenance, but a lot of those, issues have been kind of flushed out. So if you take care of the maintenance, you'll be fine with it. And then for, the other car, what I'm actually looking at getting is an actual track car. So I need something that I can dedicate to as far as, learning, not only a specific car platform, but also just learning how to take more speed into turns. There's nothing wrong with the G80, but it is a high horsepower car, so it is detrimental to kind of learning a lot of that carrying speeds. That's why you see, in iRacing, a lot of those other platforms, you see them starting off with Miatas, because those are momentum racers. So you really need to learn kind of those basics. It's kind of that crawl before you walk. It maybe not for everyone, but at least for me, that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm looking at getting maybe a E82 128i with a naturally aspired inline 6, maybe a 330i again, E46, to turn into a spec E46. But, at least that will give me, the time and money to be able to build a race car and also do it with my son too as he kind of grows up. So that's kind of the thought process around it. The G80 is great. I did get a good deal. All right, so it's really hot. So that's why I'm going to be talking inside of the car right now. We're talking from our new BMW M3. I will introduce to all of you through some pictures and obviously some video and everything like that. But wanted to do a quick walk around of the car. It's really hot, so I hopped inside of the car just to get the air conditioning and everything, which the the left driver vent is not working. So I'll figure that one out. Perks of buying a 11-year-old car, at least at this point, so 2013. But we'll go ahead and go outside of the car and take a look at it. So here is our 2013 E92 M3 in individual fire orange. So this is the ZCP package, so it does have the competition package on it. As you can see by the, I think they're 529M wheels. I believe is what they are, right there. So yeah, so fun fact about this one, it is not a Lime Rock Park Edition. So I have had some people ask me if it's a Lime Rock Park Edition because it does have the, obviously the black wheels, the orange paint. It does have the M Performance steering wheel as well. So that, that would usually mean that it's a competition package, right? But what we actually have is, if it will focus in, we'll see that it is a Canadian car. So this was imported from Canada. So what happened was, at least according to my research, is Canada did not get the Lime Rock Park Editions. 23, or production run of 23 of these Fire Orange up in Canada that were spec'd almost identical to the Lime Rock Park, minus the actual plaque that you do get, obviously in the center. But it is, an individual car from BMW M. If I can get the hood open, we can see that it does have the 4-liter S65. It is completely stock right now. It does have completely stock throttle actuators, and it does have stock rod bearings on it, so we'll be doing that. The car has 53,000 miles. I know it's a Canadian car, but it is miles because it has done the conversion and everything, and they have flipped over the speedometer, and everything else has been done to this. So you will see up here, it does have the BMW individual badging on it. So it does have the S65. There's no other upgrades really to it. But as I was saying before, this is essentially the Canadian Lime Rock Park, essentially is what they had. Because the US only got them, and it was only 200 editions of them. So 23 of these were made in Canada. Little bit different on the way that they were spec'd in Canada is on the Lime Rock Park Editions is you do have just the black Novillo leather. On these, you do have the orange stitching on it. So you do see this, I think it's a dark Kailami is what they said it was, a dark Kailami orange stitching on the black here. So it's all the way around the car, including on the carbon fiber, or the exposed carbon fiber kind of cloth that they have here. It's stitched onto there, and then you have the M Performance wheel, and we'll go down. It does have the competition door seals, and I'm trying to remember what else came on the Lime Rock Park. I think that was really pretty much it though. But yeah, so this is kind of a different kind of story around a E92 M3, at least on how acquiring it. I'll go through the story on how I did that and everything, but wanted to introduce at least the new car to you all, just so you could see it. And I'll be taking some pictures, taking some more video of it, and obviously, doing some upgrades and stuff like that to it as well. So we'll take one last, little walk around the car for you all, but really appreciate you watching the video, and we'll be sure to bring you more and more videos of this beautiful orange M3.